All right, so you're getting ready for a philosophy lecture or interview.
That's right.
Exciting stuff. We've got a whole bunch of RoleCatcher resources to help you prep, including career guides and sample interview questions.
Exact.
And don't forget, their AI tools can give you a real leg up.
Yeah, they can really help.
Let's jump right in.
Okay.
First things first, let's get a really clear picture of what this role actually involves.
Right.
We got to make sure you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, you don't want to go in blind.
No, you don't.
So a philosophy lecture, it's not just about, standing at a podium and reciting Plato.
Right.
It's way more than that.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah, it blends teaching research and even some academic service, too.
Right. And this deep dive is going to help you tackle some of those common interview questions.
Exactly.
We'll cover how to approach each question.
Okay.
What those interviewers are really looking for, and even some potential follow-ups they might throw your way.
Oh, to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, okay, let's jump into that first question you're pretty much guaranteed to encounter.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your educational background?
Okay, so this one seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But it's your chance to really make a strong first impression. So instead of just, listing off degrees and your coursework,
Right.
think about how your academic journey really specifically prepares you for this role.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So don't just say, like,
Right.
I have a PhD in philosophy.
Exactly.
Highlight, specific aspects of your education that align with what they're looking for.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if the job description really emphasizes teaching experience,
Okay.
you're going to want to talk about, like, your time as a TA, any awards you've gotten for teaching, or even, independent study projects that you've designed.
Very cool.
Yeah, you really want to show them
Yeah.
that you've got those teaching skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you can, actually teach.
That you're not just a researcher
Right.
who's locked away in an ivory tower.
Right. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can really come in handy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
By analyzing the job description, it can pinpoint like exactly which skills and experiences you should emphasize in your answer.
Totally. It's like having a personal assistant who just highlights all those key words that'll make the hiring committee sit up and take notice.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. And be ready for those follow-up questions.
Oh, for sure.
They might ask you to elaborate on a specific project, a paper, or a course
Absolutely.
that you mentioned.
Yeah, have a couple of, compelling examples ready to go.
In your back pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about projects
Yeah.
that demonstrate, your critical thinking skills, research abilities,
Yes.
or even your passion for a particular philosophical area.
For sure.
Now let's move on to a question that really gets to the heart of teaching. How do you approach teaching philosophy to undergraduate students?
Okay.
This is where you articulate your teaching philosophy.
Yes, this is where you get to share what you believe in.
Okay.
So do you love a lively debate? Do you like small group discussions? Maybe a mix of both.
Right.
It's really up to you.
And they want to see your passion for the subject.
That's
and
right.
how you'll make those, complex philosophical ideas accessible and engaging for students.
They want you to be able to meet those students where they're at.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So think about a time where you successfully helped a student grasp a really difficult concept.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, or maybe like a class activity that really spark engagement and discussion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Having those concrete examples really brings your teaching style to life.
For sure. It shows them that you're not just talking the talk.
Like in the walk.
You're walking the walk, exactly.
Yeah. You're doing the thing.
Yeah.
You've got experience.
Yeah.
You've been there.
Right. They want to know how you'll create an inclusive learning environment where everybody feels comfortable participating.
Absolutely.
And you might get a follow-up like,
okay,
how would you adapt your approach for students who are initially resistant or intimidated by philosophy?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, philosophy can seem very daunting to some students.
Right.
So this is about demonstrating flexibility.
Okay.
So maybe you use pop culture references, you connect philosophical concepts to current events,
Okay.
or you design like really creative assignments
Yeah.
that make philosophy feel more relatable.
Right. More relevant to their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's tackle question number 3.
Okay.
How would you design a syllabus for an upper-level course on the philosophy of science? All right, time to show off your syllabus building skills.
Yeah.
You want to outline key topics
Sprinkle in some intriguing readings.
Yes.
And describe your approach to assessment.
Absolutely.
So make sure to mention specific authors or works.
Yes, name drop a little bit.
Name drop.
Show them you know what's up.
Right. Show them you've got your finger on the pulse of contemporary philosophy of science.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to get a little interdisciplinary.
Oh, yeah?
Think about connections to the history of science, sociology, or even art.
For sure.
Right? And RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you fine-tune that syllabus.
Oh, totally.
By analyzing it against successful syllabi for similar courses.
It's like having a, seasoned professor peeking over your shoulder and just offering a couple of suggestions for improvement.
Right, yeah, like a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay, now, be prepared for a follow-up on this one, too.
Okay.
How would you incorporate diverse perspectives and voices into the syllabus?
Okay.
So this is a crucial question.
Absolutely.
In today's academic landscape.
It's essential. It really is.
So think about including, philosophers from underrepresented backgrounds, thinkers who challenge traditional narratives, or works that, explore diverse philosophical traditions.
For sure.
Okay, let's take a breath.
That was a lot.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
Yeah, we've covered 3 key questions so far.
Okay.
Let's move on to another important one.
Right.
How do you stay up to date with developments in your field? They want to see that you're a lifelong learner who's passionate about, keeping up with the latest developments in philosophy.
Yeah, show them that you're not just reading for work.
Right.
But because you actually love diving into these new ideas.
That you are genuinely curious.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So think about the journals you read, conferences you attend, online communities you engage with.
Yeah.
And remember to mention, specific philosophers or recent publications that have caught your eye. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Something to pique their interest.
Yeah, think about, what's exciting you in the world of philosophy right now? Is there a new debate?
Yeah.
That's
got you thinking.
Yeah, it got you thinking.
Yeah.
Is there a new book that you just can't put down?
What are you geeking out about right now?
Yeah, exactly.
And be prepared for a follow-up. Like, how do you filter the overwhelming amount of information available? What are your most trusted sources?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So this is about showcasing your ability to, critically evaluate information and identify what's really valuable.
Okay.
Yeah. So mention specific journals, philosophers, even like online resources that you really rely on to stay informed.
Great. Okay, moving on to question number 5.
Okay.
And this one's your chance to really shine.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Can you tell us about a particularly successful course or project you have developed and implemented?
Okay.
All right, so this is your opportunity to really showcase your passion and your innovation.
Yeah.
Choose a project that highlights your strengths as an educator and researcher.
Yes.
Think about a project that had real impact, whether it was on student learning your field of study or even the wider community.
Absolutely.
Describe the project's goals, the methods you used, and most importantly, the outcomes.
Yes.
So does student engagement improve?
Right.
Did you present your findings at a conference?
Yeah, exactly.
Quantifiable results are always impactful.
They are.
But don't shy away from sharing the qualitative impact as well.
That's right, because sometimes the numbers don't tell the whole story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, now brace yourself for the follow-up.
Okay.
What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So this is about showing your resilience and your problem-solving skills.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So don't be afraid to talk about the obstacles that you encountered.
Did you have to adapt your teaching methods to meet the needs of a diverse student population?
Right.
Did you encounter setbacks in your research?
Absolutely.
Sharing those challenges and how you overcame them demonstrates your ability to adapt and learn from your experiences.
Absolutely. And it shows that you're, you're human.
Right. You're not perfect.
Yeah. And that you can...
Everyone makes mistakes.
Exactly.
And it's how you learn from them.
Yeah. And that you can, bounce back from those challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your responses to this question.
Oh, yeah.
And suggest ways to make them even more compelling.
Totally. It's like having, a personal storytelling coach helping you refine your narrative for maximum impact.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can help you structure your answer, highlight key accomplishments.
And ensure that you're showcasing those skills and experiences
Yes.
that really matter most to the hiring committee.
For sure.
Okay? It's like having a personal PR team working for you.
Absolutely.
Now let's move on to a question about your approach to assessment.
Okay.
How do you approach grading and assessment in your courses?
All right. So this is all about finding that balance between, rigor and fairness. So you want to show them that you have high standards, but you're also committed to providing clear expectations and, supportive feedback.
Yeah, think beyond traditional exams.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You might discuss peer review self-assessment or even creative projects
for sure
as ways to assess student learning.
Yes, because not everything can be captured in a multiple choice test.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be prepared for a follow-up on this one, too.
Okay.
How do you handle cases of plagiarism or academic dishonesty?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
But it's important.
Yeah, this is about demonstrating your commitment to academic integrity while also showing, compassion and understanding.
Right.
So how do you approach these situations in a way that upholds academic standards but also supports students?
It's about finding that balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground so far.
We have.
Yeah, let's pause here for now.
Okay.
But we'll dive into even more questions in the next part of this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Yeah.
We'll continue exploring those common interview questions, providing you with practical strategies and insights to help you shine in that interview.
Absolutely.
And we'll dive deeper into how RoleCatcher can be your secret weapon in this process.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Okay. Welcome back.
Okay, so
let's continue our deep dive into prepping for that philosophy lecture interview.
We've covered some pretty big ones already.
Yeah, we have.
But there are a few more questions that we need to tackle. So let's move on to one that's increasingly important in today's academic world.
Okay.
How do you incorporate diverse perspectives and voices into your teaching and scholarship?
So this isn't just about checking boxes or anything. It's about showing a genuine commitment to inclusivity and equity in academia.
So how do you actually bring those diverse voices into your classroom?
Yeah, so think about, the authors you assign, the historical figures that you discuss, the philosophical traditions that you explore.
Right.
Are you actively seeking out and including voices that challenge dominant narratives?
So maybe you've incorporated feminist epistemology into a course on knowledge.
Right.
Or brought in critiques of Western philosophy from other traditions.
Exactly. Give concrete examples that showcase your commitment to creating a more inclusive and equitable learning environment.
Okay. And be ready for a follow-up that kind of digs a little deeper. How do you create a classroom environment where all students feel safe to share their perspectives?
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah. So this is where you demonstrate your understanding of the dynamics of power and privilege in the classroom.
Yes.
So how do you facilitate discussions that encourage, respectful dialogue?
Yeah.
Even when dealing with sensitive or controversial topics?
That's a tough one.
Yeah. So do you have strategies for ensuring that all students feel heard and valued regardless of their background or beliefs?
Right. And it's about, creating a space where they feel like they can really engage in these
risks.
Yeah. Take intellectual risks. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Think about, specific techniques you use. Things like active listening, calling on students equitably.
Yes.
Or even creating ground rules for respectful discussion.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's move on to a question that gets to the heart of the academic juggling act. How do you balance teaching, research, and service in your academic career?
Oh, the eternal triangle of academia.
Right. They want to see your time management skills, your ability to prioritize, and frankly, your sanity.
And how you stay sane.
Right. Exactly. How do you not lose your mind?
For sure.
So share a real-life example of how you've successfully juggled multiple commitments.
Yeah, so maybe you presented at a conference while teaching a full course load, or you served on a departmental committee while also working on a research project.
Right. It's not about claiming perfect balance, but it's about demonstrating, your organizational skills and ability to meet deadlines.
And showing that you can prioritize.
Right. And of course, there's usually a follow-up.
Okay.
How do you prioritize tasks when deadlines are looming?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So this is where you can talk about your system for staying organized.
Yeah, are you a list person?
Okay.
Do you have a big calendar?
Do you use color-coded sticky notes?
Yeah, exactly.
What is your system?
You have a whiteboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever your method, highlight your ability to stay on top of things.
Yeah.
Even when the pressure's on.
You got to stay organized in academia.
You do.
Oh.
There's a lot going on.
There is.
Okay, now let's move on to the final question in this set.
Okay.
How do you engage and motivate students who may not initially be interested in philosophy?
Okay, so this is where you channel your inner Socrates.
Right.
How do you make philosophy relevant and exciting for students who might see it as abstract or irrelevant?
Think about those relatable examples, those real-world connections.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe you use thought experiments that touch on contemporary issues, draw parallels to pop culture, or even spark debates inspired by current events.
For sure.
You know, the key is to show that philosophy is a living, breathing subject.
Absolutely.
That can help us understand ourselves and the world around us.
It's not just something that's stuck in a book.
Right.
Yeah.
And there might be a follow-up question on how you assess whether your engagement strategies are actually working.
Right. Like, how do you know if what you're doing is making a difference?
So this is where you can talk about incorporating student feedback.
Yeah.
Monitoring participation, or even observing changes in their work.
Absolutely.
Great. So we've covered a lot of ground on those interview questions.
We have.
But let's shift gears for a moment.
Okay.
And talk about something that can really give you an edge.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools.
Right. Let's do it.
So remember, RoleCatcher isn't just a library of questions. It's a powerful tool that can really help you tailor your answers to the specific role and institution that you're applying to.
It's very targeted.
Yeah. So their AI can analyze the job description and pinpoint keywords that reveal what the hiring committee is really looking for.
Yeah, like having a cheat sheet for decoding academic jargon.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So for example, if the job description emphasizes, student-centered learning or innovative pedagogy.
Yes.
RoleCatcher's AI will highlight those phrases.
Absolutely.
Prompting you to weave them into your responses.
Totally. It's like having a personal interview coach whispering in your ear saying, hey, they really care about this. Make sure you mention it.
Right. Like they're really looking for this.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure you hit these points.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just keywords. RoleCatcher can actually suggest ways to rephrase your answers.
Oh, wow.
To better align with the job's requirements.
That's amazing.
It's like having an expert editor polishing your responses for maximum impact.
Just make them really shine.
Right. Okay, so let's say you're answering that question about incorporating diverse perspectives into your teaching. RoleCatcher's AI could analyze the job description and then suggest that you replace a phrase like, I try to be inclusive in my teaching with a more specific example.
Oh, that's a good point.
Right, so it might prompt you to say something like, I regularly incorporate philosophers from underrepresented backgrounds into my syllabi to expose students to a wider range of perspectives.
That's much better.
Right. It's about making your answers as concrete and impactful as possible.
Yes. Show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, beyond interview prep, RoleCatcher can also be a valuable tool for crafting your CV and cover letter.
Oh, absolutely.
Their AI can help you tailor those documents to the specific job.
Right.
Highlighting the skills and experiences that are most relevant to the hiring committee.
It's like having a personal marketing team.
Right.
Crafting your application materials.
Yeah.
Make sure they're really hitting the mark.
And remember, your CV and cover letter
are
often the first impression you make on a potential employer.
They are. That's so important.
And with RoleCatcher's help, you can make sure that first impression is a strong one.
It's like putting your best foot forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the final part of our philosophy lecturer interview deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From analyzing those tricky questions to leveraging RoleCatcher's AI tools.
But the journey doesn't end when you walk out of the interview room.
No, it doesn't.
Right. Landing the job is just the beginning.
It is.
So now it's time to talk about navigating that transition into your new role.
Okay.
And what to expect as a philosophy lecturer.
So it's like stepping into a whole new world.
Yeah.
The world of academia.
And academia has its own unique culture and expectations.
It does.
There are those unwritten rules, established hierarchies.
Yes.
And a certain rhythm to academic life.
A different pace.
Right.
Yeah.
It can feel a bit overwhelming at first.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you're fresh out of grad school.
Right. So let's break down some key things to keep in mind as you embark on this new chapter.
Sounds good.
Let's talk about departmental dynamics.
Okay.
So Departments are like these mini ecosystems.
They are.
Each one has its own personality, its power structures, and its unspoken rules.
For sure.
It's like joining a new family.
It is.
There are the elders, the siblings, and you're the new kid on the block.
You got to learn the ropes.
You do.
Yeah.
So observing and learning from senior colleagues is really crucial in those early days.
Absolutely.
Pay attention to how they interact. How they navigate those departmental meetings.
Yes.
And how they handle those inevitable faculty lounge debates.
Oh, yeah. Those can get heated.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all about learning the ropes and finding your place.
Finding your niche.
Right. Yeah. Within that departmental ecosystem.
Exactly.
And speaking of finding your place.
Okay.
Let's talk about one of the biggest challenges in academia.
All right.
Work-life balance.
Ah, yes. The eternal struggle.
Teaching research service.
Yeah.
It can easily consume every waking moment if you're not careful.
It can.
It's like juggling flaming torches
It is.
while riding a unicycle.
While walking a tightrope.
Right. On a tightrope.
Exactly.
So the key is setting boundaries.
Absolutely.
Protect your time.
Yes.
Make sure you're carving out space for personal pursuits, hobbies, and, sleep.
And your family and friends.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup.
That's so true.
Taking care of yourself will ultimately make you a better teacher, researcher, and colleague.
You'll be more effective if you're taking care of yourself.
And now let's talk teaching.
Okay.
You've got all these brilliant ideas swirling around in your head.
Yeah.
But how do you actually bring them to life in the classroom?
So don't be afraid to experiment with different teaching styles and methods.
Right.
What works for one philosopher might not work for another.
Okay.
So finding your own voice and approach is really part of the journey.
So think back to the professors who inspired you.
Yeah.
What made their classes so engaging?
What made you want to learn?
Right? Was it their passion?
Yeah.
Their clarity? Their ability to spark thought-provoking discussions?
Right.
Use those memories as inspiration.
Yeah.
But also be open to trying new things.
Absolutely.
Teaching is an ongoing process of learning and refinement.
It's a lifelong journey.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey.
That's right.
Seek out mentorship.
Yes. A good mentor is invaluable.
Right. A good mentor can provide invaluable guidance.
They can help you navigate departmental politics, develop your research agenda, and really find your footing in the academic world.
It's like having your academic Yoda.
Exactly.
Offering wisdom, support, and the occasional reminder to use the force.
To trust your instincts.
Right.
Yeah.
So mentorship is crucial, especially in those early years.
It is.
So don't be shy about reaching out to senior colleagues whose work you admire or who seem approachable.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of reaching out, let's talk about building your professional network. So academia is all about connections.
It is.
Attending conferences, joining professional organizations, even just grabbing coffee with colleagues.
Absolutely.
These are all opportunities to build relationships and learn from others in your field.
It's about building community.
Right. Think of it as expanding your philosophical circle.
Yes.
The more connections you make, the more support you'll have, and the more opportunities will come your way.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about something that often looms large in academia publishing.
Yes. The pressure to publish.
Right. It's real.
It is real.
But try not to get caught up in the publish or perish mentality.
Yeah, don't let it consume you.
Right. Focus on quality over quantity.
Yes, quality over quantity for sure.
Choose journals that align with your research interests. Craft thoughtful and well-researched articles.
Absolutely.
And don't be discouraged by rejection.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the process.
It happens to everyone.
It does.
Okay.
Remember, you're in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
Building a solid publication record takes time and perseverance.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So as you embark on this exciting journey as a philosophy lecturer,
yes,
remember to breathe.
Breathe.
Remember to seek support.
Yes.
And remember to stay true to your passion for philosophy.
Let that passion guide you.
Right.
Yeah.
Let your enthusiasm ignite your teaching, inspire your research, and guide your interactions with students and colleagues.
Absolutely.
The world of academia is a challenging but incredibly rewarding one.
It is.
You're joining a community of brilliant minds who are dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and the exchange of ideas.
It's an amazing community to be a part of.
It is. So what does this all mean?
Yeah.
You're not just starting a new job.
Right.
You're becoming part of a vibrant intellectual community.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have the power to shape the minds of the next generation of thinkers.
And that's an incredible responsibility.
That's a huge opportunity.
It is.
So go out there, embrace the challenge,
yes,
and make your mark on the world of philosophy.
And remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way.
Absolutely. We hope this deep dive has helped you feel prepared and confident as you navigate the world of philosophy lecturer interviews.
Best of luck on your journey.
Best of luck on your journey.
Best of luck.